Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits. Welcome to my FlossTube. I have stuff to talk about. Not a lot of IRL stuff, but that's okay with me. Hopefully that's okay with you. But I've got lots of stitchy related, crafty, adjacent things to chat about, so let's get started. I have one little curl up here that I kind of love. I'm not sure about. I got a haircut yesterday, actually. No, yesterday? Day before yesterday. And where my hairstylist and I are trying to help my hair to grow, but I miss having like the longer at the front where it does I think it's asymmetrical or inverted bob or something, where it goes up. It's short at the back but long at the front, and I missed that because I had to chop all my hair off when I was losing all my hair sort of this time last year. And it's taking a while, but it's slowly getting there. We've got some growth here. Anyway, I first want to chat about a finished piece that I completed and completely forgot to talk about last FlossTube. I don't have it with me, obviously. Well, not obviously, but it was for a customer. So I don't have it anymore, but I will put a video of it. And yeah, it's the 7-character Stitch People portrait that I completed. It was for or from an auction that I donated the portrait to. My customer wanted to add an extra character because the auction was for 6 characters, but they wanted to include all of their pets. So yeah, she bought an extra character, and yeah, I think it turned out really great. It was really nice to work on a Stitch People portrait again. It's sort of been a while, and I could work on Stitch People portraits now because I have my own family portrait that is like super far behind. I'm pretty sure I'm actively stitching 2022. If you don't know, I have a whole series of my own family portrait dating back to 2012, which is not when my husband and I first got together. We did a long time before that, but it was when our family sort of started changing, and I got pregnant in 2013, so like I got to do a baby bump, and then 2014 I had my first daughter, and so like the family sort of started changing, and so I decided to do a family portrait each year starting at 2012, when it got a bit more interesting than just my husband and I and the pets that we had. So yeah, like I said, I could be doing Stitch People portraits. I'm dragging my feet really badly on those, and thinking about it, I honestly should pick them back up and complete 2022 because it is almost done. And I do have 2023 already designed, and I don't have 2024, but I have the photos to work from for that one. Anyway, needless to say, I had a finished piece that I could have shared and I forgot to, so let me know what you think of it. And if you do want to commission a piece that's like that, there's links in the description of where you can order a piece like that. The next thing I want to chat about is my latest cross stitch pattern. Disclaimer, the creaking noise is Noodle in the box that's just down there. Apologies, he always wiggles, and I don't even notice while I'm actively recording. I only notice it when I'm editing that he's moving. Anyway, my latest pattern. I released last week the next Zodiac star sign in my series that I'm working on, and as you will have seen in the thumbnail, this next one is the star sign Cancer, which is this piece here, which means that my birthday is coming up because I'm a Cancer. I really love the blues in this piece, and I've pulled out the reds, which are more pink to be honest, but I've pulled the reds from the red colors that the fire element or the fire star signs are using. So these reds are similar to the Aries piece and what Leo will have. I haven't started stitching that one yet, but I like the idea of tying all the colors together, not just the backgrounds, but each character in the piece using colors from other star signs in it So I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I am just quietly miffed at how I framed this piece. I didn't realize how wonky it was. There is so much more space on this side than there is on this side. So just quietly, and this is just a tidbit for anyone that does watch my FlossTube, I photoshopped my cover image for the shop, like graphic on my website and on Etsy and Ko-fi to shift it over because it was really bugging me. And looking at it in person, it's not as bad, but digitally it's ugh, makes me sad. But there's not really anything I can do about that, unfortunately. But I still like the design and I would love to hear your feedback. This is now the 4th one, as you can see, 4 in Roman numerals. Yeah, it's now, I've done all of the colored backgrounds. The next one is going to be Leo, which I guess we can chat about now. It's my digital work in progress. Sorry, I'm just dropping things. My digital work in progress, which I've actually just finished the pattern design for, and once I've finished recording, I'm actually going to be putting together the project bag for this, which I've just realized is off center, but I can fix that for the actual pattern that you purchased, so that's not a problem. But yeah, I've got Leo now, and how many colors? 13 colors. 2 of them that are less than 25 stitches for the colors, but that's okay. Anyway, we've got Leo, and I'll be working on that. But you can get this one, Zodiac Cancer, on my website or my Etsy store or my Ko-fi store. So go grab that now. And let me know what you think of the series so far. That would be awesome. What should we chat about next? Let's talk about some things that I have received and purchased. So haul, as I like to usually call it. I have a couple of things that I've gotten, and I'm trying to remember what they are. Oh, one thing, which I know my mum watches my FlossTube, so she might be surprised to learn this, but I got myself some knitting needles. I also have this ball of yarn which matches the knitting needle suggestion, and I will talk about why in a sec, but I'm thinking that I'm going to learn or teach myself how to knit, and I'm just going to do something really simple like a scarf or a little blanket of sorts. I don't know, just something flat and repetitive. So wish me luck. If you have any suggestions on videos, like people to specifically to watch on how to learn how to knit, please leave suggestions in the comments. I am very open to who to watch specifically. So yeah, and anyone that's right-handed is preferable. But I don't know how big of a difference that is, like compared to learning to crochet, because I know left-handers prefer to watch a left-handed teacher, and I know that I can't watch someone who's left-handed show me new stitches in crochet because I'm just like, what? But anyway, so the reason and I was going to talk about this in IRL stuff, but we'll talk about it now. The reason I want to learn how to knit is because I actually taught myself how to finger knit, and I created this, which I've just turned into like a little scarf kind of thing, so I can just boop, and then if I want to, it can be like a really short little scarf. But yeah, I sat down for, I want to say like 30 minutes and just made this with my hands. Nothing else. I just finger knitted. I don't know if you've heard of finger knitting. I heard about it actually through my kids' school, because apparently a lot of kids during the previous school year were learning how to finger knit, and I don't know what they were making, but yeah, it's not perfect. Like there's some loops that are kind of wonky, but it's pretty cool, and it is pretty fragile, but I made it. So because it was pretty easy to pick up, I'm like, maybe I can learn how to knit. So we'll see, because I've also heard that knitting allows you to make your yarn go further. Like crochet is more bulky in a smaller space. So yeah, The other thing that I've been making is this, which is just a little circle right now, but I really love this yarn. I found it in my wardrobe. It's super pretty. But this is going to turn into a water bottle holder. So like strap, that'll be the base of the water bottle and it'll go up. It's like a little caddy kind of thing. So yeah, I'm making that. But I'm not happy with the stitch that they use next. So I put it on hold and going to figure something out of what to do. I don't want to just do the same stitch over and over. I want to do some kind of design. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm back in crochet for a little bit. We'll see how long it lasts this time. Because it might get, I don't know, overtaken by knitting somehow. We'll see. The next thing of haul, because that was a tangent, next thing of haul is that I got this book, which is kind of buried right now. I have been getting books every now and then of patterns, of like a series of patterns, mostly because I'm really curious about what they include in the books. I would love to ideally make my own book. I think that would be really cool, even if it was like patterns that you can buy already on my website. For example, the Zodiac ones, once they're all done, of course. Yeah, just knowing what other people put into a book is important, obviously, so that people who go out and buy said book know what they're going to expect and what to anticipate and what they need to know, pretty much, I guess. So yeah, this became discounted. I have a bunch of books that I'm following just on like Amazon or something, and this one, yeah, it was discounted, so I snapped it up and it's very cute. Like there's some, I'll fold away the pattern, but there's some really cute designs in it. And the author is Jess Payne, and it's called Geeky Stitching Co.'s Little Book of Cross Stitch. It has over 30 patterns in it, and they're just cute little patterns, and they're kind of stuff that I design myself as well already. So I feel like once I've built up a library of like patterns, whether they're the Zodiac ones or other stuff like mental health themed, I'd love to look into doing my own book. So yeah, I got this book. I don't know if and when I will do any of the patterns in it. I'm sure I will do at least 1 or 2 patterns in it, because I usually do. I've got other books up there. And yeah, the last thing that I got, and I got it a couple of weeks ago, but I sort of forgot about it, to be quite honest, was this deck of cards of embroidery stitches. And apart from the fact that it is basically impossible to get the box open, like, I don't know how I'm going to get it open again, to be honest. I'll have to get something in there to pry it apart. Like, apart from that, it's really cool. It has all of these like stitches with a photo on the front of all the stitches. They're all categorized into type of stitch. It has alternative names, it has uses for the stitches, and on the back it has the instructions with a little graphic on how to do the stitch. So this one in particular at the back is a brick stitch, which is a satin stitch. And yeah, it has, I mean, it's a super easy stitch in my opinion, but it has how to do the stitch itself and how to include it in a project. And it has no other names, so there's no other names. But I thought this was really cool, and this is something, before I even found this is something that a while ago I thought would be a really awesome idea for a product as well. So I had actually looked into getting decks of cards printed, because I'm sure people do that on a small scale, and I couldn't find anything, so it kind of like went out of my head. But when I saw this, and it was on sale as well, I don't remember how much I got it for, but its normal price is $20. Like, I literally have how to do stitches on my website and on YouTube, and I have like plans on increasing that to other stitches. Life has gotten in the way. So yeah, it was like I could put those two together and make a product out of it. And yeah, so I was curious about what they included and how much detail was on the cards, and it's really not a lot. The only hurdle I would find is the how-to instructions, because I'm not the best illustrator and I would have to find someone to do those illustrations for me. And I did find someone to do the how-to illustrations for my kits that I have, and like that was kind of annoying to get that done because the person wasn't a stitcher. So I don't know. It might be something I do, it might not, but I thought it was really interesting and I was too curious to pass up on getting that. So yeah. Wow, I'm rambly today. Let's tick that off. Let's move on to works in progress. But first I'm gonna have a drink. My first work in progress will be my Flower Meadow, which if you don't know is one of my 2 DIY cross stitch patterns. Because I haven't explained it for a while, I'll explain it. So basically you roll 2 20-sided dice, and so you get 2 different numbers, or you can roll the same dice twice, whatever. And you grab the pattern, you correlate the number to the color and the other number to the flower pattern. There's more to the actual PDF that you get, just to be clear. And so you then stitch a random flower for that day. So this is where I'm at. I'm caught up to today. So this is every single flower, and today is the 28th. So I'm incredibly close to the halfway point. I assume that there are more days in the week. I assume there are more days in the year, in the second half of the year, but I am pretty confident, and I've been talking about this in the last couple of FlossTubes, pretty confident that I will have enough fabric, because that's half of the fabric there, and that's almost 10 squares there. I've got 2 more flowers for the rest of June, so it might be that there's not that much space at the bottom, but I think I'll do it. I think I'll be okay. Fingers crossed for me, please. But that's my Flower Meadow. And and the exciting thing, and I'll chat about it in a sec, but my girls had their birthdays since last FlossTube, and so there's their flowers. They're all sparkly, and they happen to actually roll the same color number as each other. So yeah, they're the same color, which I thought was really sweet. But they're 2 of my favorite flower shapes, which actually was yesterday and today's flower shapes as well, just flipped, which is interesting. So yeah, that's my Flower Meadow so far. What is next? What should be next? Let's do this one. This is Court of Crows by Fine Frog Stitching. I am caught up with this one. There is only one more release left to go, which is going to be the crow in here. And I am guessing that it's going to be a queen crow, because this was the king crow and this was a princess crow. So yeah, let me know what you reckon it'll be up the top, if it'll also be a queen. But this is super cute. So the last release was these flowers along here, and that only took me about half an hour, I think. Maybe a bit longer, maybe like 45, because I had to unpick this flower, this red one here. I had to unpick that because I did the colors over one to the left. To the left? To the right. I'm looking at my left here. I stitched them all one over to the right too far, so I had to unpick and do that again. But yeah, this next FlossTube, this will be done. I'm certain of it, because I will get the last part this coming Friday, and yeah, I'll likely stitch it up because I'm just so close to being done. And it's very cute, and I don't know what to do with it, but it's very cute. So likely that'll be my cover photo for next FlossTube because it's a finished piece. And I haven't had any finished pieces properly to share, and that just fell. Let me get that. Cha-ching. I'm gonna try and just pry this open first because it's really bugging me that I can't put these away. There we go. Haha! It did come with a little packet too, actually. I'll just quickly show you that. Like a little extra information thing. So the contents and then how to use the cards and needles and floss types and all that kind of thing. So I thought that was really cool. Let's move that out of the way so they don't drop again. What's the next work in progress? Oh, yes. The next work in progress is Extraordinary Birds by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. And you probably will be able to tell that I have been working really hard on this. There is so much done on this. I'm still working on the frame, that's the word. But I'm getting close to being done. I'd say I've got maybe, let's have a look. I've got like a quarter to a third of the colors left. And like that's just the colors, not the amount of stitches to go. There's one of the teals, which is the actual frame, like literal bird frame. There's lots of that color, so there's like over 1,000 stitches there. But stitch wise, I'd say I'm definitely 3/4 of the way there. So yeah, let me know what you think. You can definitely see the owl and whatever this bird is. I still can't remember what it is. But yeah, that one is now 5 parts in, I believe. I'm going to quickly look it up, and I should actually write the part numbers on this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 parts in, so yeah, I'm really far behind, but whatever. I'm enjoying it at my own pace, and that is what matters, in my opinion. And it will be really nice to not be stitching all over the place soon, and I will likely put it in a Q snap when I'm doing each individual part, just because there's so much fabric. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, my last work in progress is Night of the Frost Dragon, and I haven't done terribly much on it because I haven't been sitting in my car a lot, sort of waiting for stuff because it's summer holidays. So here it is. Just getting the red out of the way. So there's some up here. I'm working on part 3. So some up here, a tiny bit here, and a lot of stuff here that I've worked on. So all I've done is that and that, because this was here last FlossTube, I remember. And this is in dire need of a lint rolling, because the cat fur shows up so easy. And I don't even know how there's cat fur all over it because it sits in my car. So that's a mystery for anyone to decipher. So that's all my works in progress, I think. Yes. Woohoo! The last Two Little Kits related thing is some new blog posts on my website. I have 4 on my site. The first one is from a post that I saw on Substack. It made me like really need to write a post about it because it was a really good reminder for anybody, but also including people who cross stitch. It's called Sharing Your Stitching Quietly is Still Valid and Powerful. It's, yeah, like I said, it's based off a post that I saw on Substack, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce the person's name because I will butcher it. But it's basically like, it's about posting your work online and getting no reaction to it. And if that happens, that's okay. Like, it's okay if you're not seen. It's okay if you're not receiving multitudes of accolades for your work. There are people who see it and still appreciate your work even if they're not commenting. Yeah, that it's important to still share and still be proud of your work. So yeah, the link in that and all of them are in the description below. The next one is based on my finished pieces for the school bus pieces that I completed earlier this month. So that one's called School Bus Driver Appreciation by Handmade Gifts. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a finished piece post that I do for my finished pieces and that I have been doing as a catch-up for older pieces that I didn't post about. And yeah, it's just got close-ups and information about the project as a whole. I should actually put like a video of the pieces in that post. I need to post more video content. Anyway, the next one is the stars have aligned, meet my first 4 Zodiac patterns. And it's basically just an excuse for me to tout the Zodiac pieces as a whole and as an update. And I figured a really good point to do an update on them, like on the project, was after I'd done the first 4 pieces, because that's the first 4, well, because there are 4 types of star sign, it meant I had the 4 colors displaying. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, that just has links to being able to purchase the patterns and talks about the patterns themselves. It also lists out my expected dates on when I will release the following 8 patterns, because I have planned out when I'm going to be releasing all of them. So yeah, it's going to be hectic, but it'll be worth it. And the last one is my monthly wrap up for May. I am going to try really hard to do June's one more closer to the middle of July to release it. That's what I sort of aim to do. I kind of give myself 2 weeks to get all the images ready and the draft of the post and sort of the format and everything sorted. But the last 2 monthly posts, I've been cutting it really fine on getting them up the following month. But this one is up, it's done. I did it yesterday. But yeah, it's got lots of Two Little Kits stuff. It has a little bit of IRL stuff. It shows my finished pieces, the teacher appreciation pieces that I did, and a link to the blog post for those pieces, so you can see all 7 together. It's got all my works in progress, like of where I got to at the end of the month, and yeah, just like stuff about the mystery kit and the new patterns, because I did a bunch of patterns in May. And yeah, check that out. That would be super awesome. So those are my 4 blog posts that I'm just, sorry, I'm not looking. I'm closing the tabs themselves. So yeah, check those out. That would be awesome. If you want to leave a comment on any of them, that would be amazing as well. And the last thing to chat about is IRL stuff, which, as I said at the start of the video, isn't a ton of stuff, which is fine. Basically, the main things to take away from the last 2 weeks is that I am on summer break with my kids. They finished school for the year. They had their wellness appointments because I do it around their birthdays, and like I mentioned, they had their birthdays last week. Oh my gosh, I can't figure out dates. Week before last. Oh, so I did a FlossTube since their birthdays. I must have talked about their flowers then. But anyway, I did again, so whatever. Yeah, they had their wellness appointments and that went better than expected. They had to get some inoculations, and I sprung a COVID booster on them, and my youngest was especially unhappy with that one because she had worked herself up to being okay with 1 needle, and she then had a second one presented to her and she's like, there's only supposed to be 1. Poor thing. But yeah, so it's been sort of chill, where we're not planning on doing anything over the summer because money is rough right now, but we're just chilling, doing free stuff, hanging out. We're going to play some Minecraft Family World later today, I hope. And yeah, life is pretty chill, which is nice. That's how I like it. So with saying that, I'm going to wrap up there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that there are links in the description for all the stuff that I've chatted about. And if you could like the video and leave a comment, that would be super amazing. It helps me out so much and it's free for you to do. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you around the internet. Bye.